Morning, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another day of the video down. How's it going today? Today it is 10 to 8, we're on campus, it's wet, it's miserable, and like you forget how much of a pain it is, like driving in the rain. It's not necessarily, well, not necessarily the rain, but like this kind of weather, because you drive along and you're not only like having to pay attention to the roads and all the other people on the rain, because people forget how to drive in the rain, but you also have to pay attention to trying to keep on top of making sure your windows don't go misty and all that kind of stuff. There's so much more to concentrate in winter months where you have to be like, oh, but I'm getting kind of warm in here, I kind of want it to cool down a bit. Yeah, but the windows are misting up, let's put the heater on still. Fuck, it's getting so toasty in here. Oh man. But yeah, so I've got the but I've refused to ever turn this to that dial, because never. So while it is a bit wet and miserable, I am coming up from the furthest car park, because my last lecture is near this car park. So I'm taking the hit now of having to walk, like, I've got to walk to the library as well, get some water. And take a book back, which I haven't really read properly yet. I might try and lengthen the loan a bit instead. We'll see if it's possible. Blub, blub, blub. But yeah, so I'm thinking of heading to the library, and then I'm going to have to read that at some point. I was supposed to read it yesterday, but then me and Laura started watching First Dates, so. Today is my first day of driving in my slightly more waterproof black shoes. They're actually not waterproof. They do let in water near the toes, so I've got to stay on top of that. But beyond that, this is my first day of driving in them. Like last time I drove down and I had to wear them, I wore my Converse and then converted over. Like, it's so much more comfortable driving in Converse because they don't have a heel. Like, I think the act of pressing the clutch when you've got a heel is just so much harder than on a flat shoe. So yeah, I was trying it out today. It wasn't too bad. It's annoying when you're in traffic and stuff. And to be fair, the drive-in was pretty smooth today. Hey ducks, nice weather, right? So yeah, they're not too bad, to be fair. I do need to stay on the market and look for new shoes. It takes me ages to pick shoes. I'm probably just going to get the standard black pointy shoes from Office, which is what these are. I think I've bought a pair of them every year for the past 3 years. So to be fair, they last a full year as well, and I do wear them to death as well. So because when it's weather like this, like a wet weather, there's nothing worse than getting white shoes wet. There is something worse than that. It's having one white shoe wet and the other one looks relatively clean. I'm actually going to try and extend the loan on this book instead of hand it back in. I mean, like, I've carried it with me all this way now. And to be fair, I could have just done this online, I think. But it's in for tomorrow. I've got to hand it in like tomorrow at midnight, and I'm not coming to campus tomorrow because I don't have any lectures. So if I can't extend it, I do need to take it back. Couldn't take any risks. But yeah, so I'm thinking of heading to the library, trying to extend this loan, and then fill up my water bottle, and then go to Chancellor's and do some work. I think Chancellor's is free all morning, although I triple check that before I sit down. It was free all morning last week, but last week was obviously the first week, so there's stuff that wasn't timetabled. Okay. Oh man. Anyway, today I'm trying not to do development work. I'm going to try and throw together a proposal for my project, like a draft, so that I've got something to show my next meeting with my supervisor. The moment I meet him on Fridays, but that doesn't really work for me. I kind of want to meet him on Mondays instead of Fridays. So it means, yeah. So I think he wants to meet me every week. But I'm going to try and say, like, look, I won't meet you this week, but I'll meet you on Monday. Then I'll meet you from Monday from then on. It's difficult to show progress every week. You know what I mean? Although I do like it. I like the idea of being pushed. So every week you have to do something. But here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's head to the library. Look, the library only has 3 copies of it, so I was kind of expecting this. I mean, it's a small module, people-wise, but if it's the recommended reading, then it's going to be continually thinged. So I'll set a reminder on my phone to return it at 1. At 1:30. Okay, Google, 1:30. Please remind me to return this book. Yeah, otherwise, head up to Chancellor's and go do some work. Looks like I'm going to have to read a bit of this book, aren't I? Problem is that I'm not very good at skim reading stuff. Like, I can skim read fiction really fast. That'll get to a bit like, oh, this is irrelevant, skim past it. But like, science books, no good at it. And they're so boring, you don't get like enticed into it. it's obviously hard to read things as well when you've got Laura to hang out with. Obviously I'm not blaming her, it's my fault, but you know what I mean, like, I don't like reading at the best of times, and now there's even more distractions. It's one of the reasons I took computer science, I don't have to read books. The rooms are booked out for PC maintenance all morning. Oh, it's like I'm going back to where I was yesterday. I don't even want a computer room, I just want a room. With plugs in, preferably. So, if I could find an empty lecture theatre, I'd take it. The problem is, in Bath, like, lecture theatres are few and far between, so, like, all of the rooms are nearly always in use. It's quite difficult to find, unless you find, because that room there that I go to is supposed to be just like a generic group work room. It's not supposed to be booked for stuff, but it is being booked for stuff because people there's no other choice, essentially. Which is infuriating, to be honest with you. But yeah, it's like you could go and work in the library, but I don't like working in the library. It really bugs me, like the pressure of how quiet it is, and then I think people are going to just talk to me all the time, and I can't be doing with it. I'm going to try my computer room. Failing that, I might try the library, or I'll just go to the in fact, yeah, let's go to the generic group computing one and hope no one comes and bugs me. Found a typo. The locus, oh god, the locus of control with respect to decision. Do you mean focus there? Wait, I'm willing to bet that there is no subject less interesting than computer science theory. Genuinely, I'd rather read law books than this. Right, well, thank Christ that's over with. Finished that, 50 odd pages or so. I will hand that in on my way to the next lecture, which is at 11 o'clock. And for some reason, not all of the appointments show up on my calendar, on my phone, but they show up on my computer on the same calendar. It's really weird. Like, there's just gaps for no apparent reason whatsoever. Oh no, that's not my password. That is. Let me show you. See, look, there's just gaps. You see that? Oh, hello. Like, the first one today, there's an orange one missing. This is... And then there, look, I've got that one missing. I don't understand why. I said this, I'm not doing anything. Did I... What? It's been said that I am, like, finished with this and reading this. It's not like I'm doing anything more interesting. I'm just, doing some bloody, I'm gonna write a proposal. Project proposal. First thing on my list is to have a title. I've got to introduce the problem. It's got to be concise. It's got to be to the point, meaningful, and be interesting. Like, I just kind of want to go with something like testing tests or something. You know what I mean? 500 and so words down, and someone just came in and was like, "Oh, just come in to inspect the environment, just to see if everything's okay." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm okay." So this, are you masters or PhD? I'm like, "I was just a standard undergrad, mate. Just a bit eager, you know, just sitting here working." And he goes, "Oh, we shouldn't really get used to using this room then, because it is just for masters." And I'm like, well, no one seems to be complaining at the moment, do they? So, anyway, it is 10:02. I've got a lecture at 1:15, but I want to go by the library to hand in my book. So I'm going to do that now. Someone else on my course just came to that room to try and, like, get into it, essentially. This is all new. I'm going the dry way to my next lecture. Also, I wanted to try and check out Lovelace to see what that's doing, because they're supposed to be refurbing it. Oh, I don't know what's going on down here. Oh, I don't see anyone actively working on it, do I? Come on, fix our lab. It's really difficult to vlog on campus, damn it. Anyway, this guy who's on computer science couldn't get into the door. And if it's only for masters, it might mean my card still has master's privileges. Because I was on the master's course, and then I swapped onto the normal course because I don't want to do a master's. I'm sick of university. I want to go and get a job. So it looks like I might still have privileges, which is good. It means in theory I can get anywhere that a master's comp sci student is allowed to get, because it kind of thinks that I'm on my 4th year, which would be my master's year if I wasn't doing a year in industry. 2 lectures and a lunch hour with Beth have been and gone since I started and finished that sentence. We had safety crit, which was good, and parallel, which is good, and now we're going for what we're going for in this building. networking. Also worth noticing that my attempt to get the details for that conference cheaper got mentioned by the lecturer. So I did a standing bow for everyone, because I'm cool, right? And we're done for the day, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm heading to my car, we're heading straight home. I've just got a phone call from the estate agent, so I'm assuming that's going to be do with like organising times and stuff. I'm not sure how long my battery's going to last, but let's car cam. Yeah, can you tell by the way when I'm vlogging and people are walking towards me and I try and finish what I'm going to say as quickly as possible, because like I see them and I'm like, oh shit, I need to finish what I'm saying, but I also like can't just casually stop the vlog halfway mid-sentence and I get a bit flustered. Anyway, so yeah, that was the estate agent ringing me with reference to us moving in on Saturday. I mean, like, we move on Saturday, and while I may appear to be quite organised, quite like oh god, go. Quite like set up in the sense that like I'm calling the internet provider tonight, I've rung the electricity yesterday, all of this kind of shit. Like, we don't feel organised, me and Laura. It doesn't feel real to us that we're heading to moving out, so thinking, because like we don't know what's going to happen on Saturday. We know we're moving in, don't know where we're getting our keys from, don't know where the allocated parking is, don't know when the rent's going out, don't know what's going on vis-a-vis anything, and it just feels like so unreal so far. So it's going to be interesting to see what he says. Like, I imagine this means that now eventually we'll be told to pay the agency fee and stuff, which is about £1,000, and the deposit and all that kind of stuff. Like, no one's chased us for any of this. Like, there's no details saying we need to pay anything. So, I don't know, it's really weird. Like, the first payment is literally before the 1st of November. Which is fucking ages, or the 10th of November actually, because that's ages, it's mental. So, it's really, really weird, to be honest with you. So we kind of don't really feel all that prepared, to be honest. I don't know how you managed to pull in there, mate. That was a learner. You can't just pull in front of learners like that. But yeah, that's been today. It is 3:15 right now. I've literally just left campus and we are heading on home. We had, luckily my battery was limited. I'll tell you about my lectures and stuff when I get home. I apologise greatly. I've got a spare camera battery in my bag, but it's no use in there, is it? It's in the boot. Lol. Always on these single laned roads get stuck behind some kind of bullshit lorry. Oh yeah, the lorry's just overtaken a bus and I'm gonna get stuck behind the bullshit bus. Ah! All the time. Drives me mad. Why isn't this road two lanes so I can overtake? Oh, it's off a new battery and I'm heading into Sainsbury's to go and pick up some stuff that wasn't available. Like, they'd sold out of it yesterday when we went shopping. We need to get some sweet potatoes and some red kidney beans. It's 4 o'clock now, so I actually made quite good progress, but I did discover it's not very possible to try and go around the road that I was stuck on, because you end up getting just like, there's quite a big donut, you get stuck in a 20-mile-an-hour one-way system. I had to go at like trying to circumnavigate the busy stuck up one road with a lorry on it that was going too slow. Forgot about the 5p bag thing, lol. That drive took a long ass time. I'm thirsty. I need to ring the estate agent and PlusNet to try and organise our installation. Haven't heard anything back from them either. Okay, so we have the time that we're going to be meeting the estate agent to go over the end of the contract and all of that kind of muggins. We also have some information. Well, no, we don't have information. We have information about like some generic stuff about the property they're going to give us on the day. I need to email the landlord about everything else, which I'm going to do now. And ladies and gentlemen, it's time to end the video for this evening. It is late. It's 10:30. I'm not actually at uni tomorrow, so it doesn't particularly matter that I'm running late. But I'm still going to try and get everything sorted before I go to bed, so that it doesn't hamper. I don't use it as an excuse to slow me down in the morning. What's been going on? Sending out emails and stuff with reference to that house, so that we can organise Saturday for our move. Also rung PlusNet to figure out when they were going to install our internet, to which they then told us that they're not going to be able to install our internet until 2 weeks after the date I requested, because of certain reasons, which if they had told us earlier, I would have been able to chase up from earlier, so I'm not particularly happy. If they had a system that automatically checked certain aspects of the flat that we're moving to, then which is purely possible, then we would have been able to just go, oh, okay, cool, previous provider, sort this out for us so that we can get our internet in a decent amount of time. It does mean we're going to be spending 2 weeks in the new flat with no internet. The internet gets turned off here 1 week after we move. But I was trying to find out like different solutions so that we could get internet quicker or in different ways. And obviously hacking other people's Wi-Fi is slow. It's getting a little bit more difficult these days since people normally have passwords by default now. But it is. I rung up EE to be like, hey, well, how much is it to extend my usage? Because I've got like unlimited, but it's unlimited is actually something closer to 4 gigs. Apparently, but they've extended it up to 12 gigs for me for free, which was good, so thanks EE for that. Otherwise though, after the stress of sorting all that out, Laura came back from work, went for a run, and then we had dinner, and then I was going through lecture notes and stuff, trying to catch up on things that we needed to do. There's a couple of slides I haven't done for parallel computing. I need to go over them on paper, type them up in the morning. I wanted to do them tonight, but it is late now, so I'm not going to have time to do it. And then tomorrow we should be able to have like a start work at 8 o'clock in the morning. Obviously I'm not going to Bath, so I'll get up a little bit later than normal, start work at 8 like normal, and then just throw myself through the day like I would be at Bath, hopefully. My car gets a day off from driving as well. Also got a phone call from that company that I posted a letter to. Sounds good. Sounds like they're going to be useful for my final year project and stuff, and it sounds interesting what they do, but I don't think I can talk about it because I'm going to be given a non-disclosure agreement thing, so that I can't talk about anything that they use, which is understandable because I probably will get to look at their code base and stuff. But yeah, that looks like it's going to be good. It looks like it might be useful for me. I'm going to be organising a meeting with them on Friday, so there's that. Otherwise, yeah, tomorrow's going to be a day of development, project planning, proposal writing, and all that shit. That's it, ladies and gentlemen, for today's video. I apologise for finishing it late, but that's life. We are going to, well, I'm going to render you out, get your upload and all that kind of stuff, and then we're going to go to bed. Thank you very much for watching this video, ladies and gentlemen, and catch you later.